All right, so today we're diving deep into online betting in Portugal.
Sounds exciting.
It is, especially with this article from betplace.us, a site that reviews and ranks betting sites. So where to even start, right?
Right.
But we're going beyond just the rankings. We're talking about the history, the legal stuff, popular sports.
The whole landscape.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one thing that stands out right away is that Portugal's online betting is completely legal.
Okay, so no, shady underground stuff.
Nope, it's all regulated by this organization called the Serviço de Regulação e Inspeção de Jogos.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, you can just call it SRIJ for short.
SRIJ, got it. So when I'm on betplace.us and see sites like, say, Melbet, I know they're legit.
Exactly. They've got to play by the rules to operate in Portugal.
That's reassuring. So how long has this legal market been around?
Actually, it's relatively new. Until 2015, Portugal had a betting monopoly.
A monopoly, so just one company controlled everything.
Yeah, it was run by Sana Casa de Misericórdia de Lisboa.
Wow, that's a big change then, going from a monopoly to a fully open market.
It is, and it seems to have really taken off. In just the second quarter of 2022, consumer spending on online sports betting hit over 305 million euros.
305 million, that's incredible. I guess the Portuguese were ready for more choices.
Absolutely, and it makes sense given how important sports are in Portugal.
Oh yeah, Portugal's like a football-crazy nation, right?
You got it. Especially the Primeira Liga, their top professional league.
Okay, so betting on football there is more than just like a casual hobby. It's almost like a cultural thing.
You could say that. Betplace.us lists it as the most popular sport for betting. And they cover other sports too, like basketball, futsal, tennis.
So if I'm new to this, what kind of bets can I even place? I mean, beyond picking the winner, which is kind of obvious.
Oh, there are tons of options. Let's stick with football for a second. You could bet on the total number of goals scored.
Okay, so over or under a certain number.
Exactly. Or you could do handicap betting, where one team starts with a virtual advantage or disadvantage.
Sounds complicated, but interesting. So betplace.us has all these different betting sites listed. How do we know which one to choose?
Well, they use this BBAI score. It ranks sites based on, things like the odds they offer.
Right, because you want good odds, obviously.
Yeah. And then they look at their mobile apps, payment options, bonuses, customer support, and their overall reputation.
So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for finding the best betting site for you. Cool. What sites are usually at the top?
Melbet and 1xBet are consistently high. They have a huge range of sports and markets, good bonuses, and their apps are user-friendly.
Good to know. Any others that stand out?
Betway is up there, known for its competitive odds and good customer service. Then you've got BetLily and Megapari, both of which offer really solid experiences overall.
So many choices. And you mentioned bonuses earlier. What kind of bonuses are we talking about here?
Well, the most common is the welcome bonus, like free money added to your account when you sign up.
Oh, like a little welcome gift. Sweet.
Exactly. Or sometimes it's free bets you can place.
Nice. Are there any other types?
Yeah, you might see cashback offers where you get some of your losses back, and then there are VIP programs with exclusive perks for loyal players. You might even see risk-free bets or enhanced odds for specific events.
Wow, they really like to give you stuff. Are there any catches though?
Well, just be mindful of wagering requirements.
Wagering requirements. What's that?
It's basically how much you have to bet before you can withdraw any winnings you made from the bonus.
Oh, okay. So it's not just free money. Makes sense.
Right. So let's say you get a €100 bonus and it has a 5x wagering requirement. You'd need to bet a total of €500 before you can cash out.
Gotcha. So always read those terms and conditions carefully.
Always a good idea.
Good tip. Now, what about actually, getting your money in and out of these sites? What payment methods do they use in Portugal?
You have your usual suspects like credit and debit cards.
Right.
And e-wallets like PayPal are pretty popular.
Okay, sure. Anything specific to Portugal, though?
Yeah, Multibanco is big there. It's a Portuguese interbank network, so it's super secure and fast.
And easy to use, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Oh, and MBWay is another popular one. It's a mobile banking app, really convenient for quick deposits and withdrawals.
So plenty of options. That's good to know. Now, betplace.us mentions mobile apps a lot. Is mobile betting big in Portugal?
Huge. People are always on the go, and they want to be able to bet from anywhere.
Makes sense. Any apps that really stand out?
22bet is getting great reviews. It's super user-friendly, easy to navigate.
Okay, 22bet. I'll check it out. Any others?
Hot.bet is another one, newer but gaining popularity, sleek design, and they accept cryptocurrency payments, which is cool.
Ooh, crypto betting. That's pretty cutting edge. What else?
MostBet is a solid all-around option with a really intuitive mobile app, tons of sports and betting options.
So let's say I'm completely new to this. How do I actually get started with online betting in Portugal?
Well, first things first, choose your betting site.
Which is where betplace.us comes in handy.
Exactly. They help you compare, read reviews, and all that.
Okay, sites chosen. What's next?
You got to register for an account, usually pretty standard stuff like name, email, date of birth.
And then there's that know your customer thing, right? KYC.
Yeah, that's just to verify your identity, standard security stuff.
Okay, safety first, account verified, what then?
Deposit some funds using your preferred payment method, and then you're ready to bet.
Okay, so how do I actually place a bet?
Easy peasy. Browse the site, find your event, choose your bet type.
Like, winner, total goals, whatever.
Yep, then check the odds, which is how much you could potentially win.
Important to know? Then what?
Enter how much you want to wager, your stake,
Okay,
and confirm your bet.
boom, done. Now I just wait to see if I win.
Exactly. And speaking of betplace.us, they seem like real Portugal experts, right?
They do, but are they just focused on Portugal or do they cover other places too?
That's the million-dollar question. I actually did a little digging, and we'll have to save that for part 2 of our deep dive.
Ooh, cliffhanger. All right, we'll be back to uncover that mystery and more. Stay tuned. Okay, so the big reveal. Does betplace.us venture outside of Portugal?
They do. They're like international betting experts.
No way. So they have info on other countries too.
Yeah, you can find reviews and rankings for betting sites in loads of different countries. They've got like a whole global perspective.
Wow, that's impressive. So they're not just helping Portuguese bettors, they're helping everyone.
Exactly. It's like they want to give bettors all over the world the tools to make smart choices, no matter where they are.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so back to Portugal for a sec. We talked about sites like Melbet, Betway, 1xBet. They score high on that BBAI thing on betplace.us, right?
Right.
But how do you really know if a site is safe? What are the red flags?
That's a great question. First and foremost, you got to look for that SRIJ license.
Right. The license from the Portuguese regulator.
Yep, that's your first line of defense. It means the site is legit, operating legally in Portugal.
So no license, no play.
Pretty much. You don't want to risk it with an unlicensed site. You never know what you're going to get.
Okay, good to know. What else should I look for?
User reviews. See what other people are saying about their experience with the site.
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
And for any complaints about shady payment practices, bad customer service, stuff like that.
Makes sense. So basically, do your research like you would for anything else online.
Exactly. And the site itself should be transparent. They should be upfront about their policies, their fees, how they handle your data.
Open and honest, no secrets. Good advice. Okay, let's talk about the future now. Online betting is changing so fast, right? With all the new tech and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. The future of betting in Portugal is looking super exciting.
For real, what kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Well, one trend that's already taking off is esports betting.
Esports. Wait, people bet on video games.
They do, and it's getting huge. It's like betting on traditional sports, but with pro gamers.
Wow. Okay, so you bet on who wins the game.
Yeah, or you can bet on tournament winners, individual player performance, all sorts of things.
That's so wild. I had no idea. So is this a big thing in Portugal?
It's definitely gaining traction, especially with younger people who grew up with video games.
Yeah, makes sense. They understand the games, the players, the strategies. What other tech advancements are shaking things up?
Mobile betting is only going to get bigger and better.
True. Everyone's glued to their phones these days.
Imagine, apps that let you watch live streams of matches while you bet.
Ooh, that would be cool. Like a real-time experience.
Right. Or what about augmented reality, where you can see game stats and odds, overlaid on your view of the actual game?
Whoa, that's next level. It'd be like having your own personal sports analyst right there with you.
Exactly. And don't forget about cryptocurrency. We mentioned Hot.bet accepting crypto payments. That's likely just the beginning.
So crypto betting is going mainstream.
It's definitely gaining momentum. Some people like the anonymity, others like the faster transactions and lower fees.
It seems like the future of betting is all about pushing those boundaries. And I bet Portugal, with its tech-savvy people, will be right at the forefront of all that innovation.
Definitely. They're already embracing the latest tech. But, before we get too carried away with the future, we got to address something we mentioned earlier.
What's that?
The potential for shady dealings in the betting world. It's a serious issue.
Right. How do we know everything is fair and transparent in the Portuguese betting market?
Well, that's where the SRIJ comes back in. They don't just issue licenses, they also make sure everyone's playing by the rules.
So they're like the betting police.
Kind of. They have strict guidelines to prevent things like fraud, money laundering, match fixing.
Oh, wow. So they're really keeping a close eye on things.
Yeah, and they handle complaints and disputes too, so if you have a problem, you can go to them.
That's good to know. What about responsible gambling? Betting can be addictive, right?
Definitely. That's why the SRIJ and some nonprofit organizations are doing a lot to promote responsible gambling.
So there's help available if someone needs it?
Exactly. They offer resources and support for people who might be struggling with problem gambling.
That's really important. Betting should be fun, not something that, ruins your life.
I agree. It should be an enjoyable leisure activity. So what do you think of our dive so far?
I think we've covered a lot of ground. Thanks to betplace.us, we've really gotten a good understanding of online betting in Portugal.
They've been a great guide, that's for sure. But this is just the beginning.
Yeah, this is just the foundation.
Exactly. Now it's up to you to explore further, dig deeper into what interests you.
There you have it, folks. We've given you the knowledge. Now go forth and bet responsibly.
But before you do, we've got one final thought-provoking question for you to ponder.
All right, so we talked about the past, the present, even got a glimpse of the future of online betting in Portugal. But with all this talk about virtual reality and AI, it makes you wonder, what happens to the human element in all of this?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, are we all going to be placing bets with robots and watching virtual horse races in our VR headsets? Is that what's coming?
Well, some of those scenarios might not be that far off, honestly. But I think at its core, betting is about human emotions.
Yeah, yeah. Like that thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You can't really get that from a computer program.
Exactly. It's about passion, intuition, that gut feeling. Those things are what make it exciting.
So it's not about replacing humans altogether, but more like a collaboration between human intuition and technology.
I think that's the sweet spot. Imagine AI tools that can help bettors analyze tons of data, find trends that maybe a human wouldn't see.
Okay, so it's like having a superpowered research assistant by your side.
Exactly. You still make the final call, but you've got that extra layer of insight.
That's pretty cool, actually. What other possibilities do you see, down the line?
Well, how about virtual reality platforms that let you experience sporting events from, the athlete's perspective?
Whoa, that would be insane.
Right, you could feel the rush of scoring a goal or the tension of a penalty kick.
It'd make betting even more immersive.
Exactly. So the future of betting is looking pretty wild, with all this human insight combined with cutting-edge tech.
It's a brave new world out there.
It is, but no matter how fancy the technology gets, we can't forget about responsible betting.
Right, right. Always set limits. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose.
Exactly. The goal is to have fun and enjoy the thrill of the game, not get yourself into trouble.
Well said. And that pretty much wraps up our deep dive into the world of online betting in Portugal.
We covered a lot of ground, from the history and legality to the top sites and those exciting future trends.
And of course, we couldn't have done it without betplace.us. They really gave us the inside scoop on the whole Portuguese betting scene.
They're a fantastic resource.
They are. So to all our listeners out there, remember, do your research, choose your platforms wisely, and always bet responsibly.
And most importantly, have fun.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Until next time, folks, happy betting. CCI.